Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show of the Fuel by Generosity podcast. This is your boy Rich. I am the founder and the chief generosity officer for Generosity Global. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope today, Wednesday, has been great. Wherever you are, make sure you sign in, make sure you check in, make sure you give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on our Facebook page, if you're watching on my personal page, hello to you. Make sure you leave some comments. But welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast. Today is another day that we have another amazing person, Antonio Artis, who's our guest for today. He is, like I like to say, a regular guy who is doing some great things in the community. Antonio, for those of you who don't know him, I've known Antonio for about 7 years now, and he has been just this phenomenal behind the scenes kind of guy, but doing such amazing work to make the lives of so many people better in the community. But before we get to Antonio, before we bring him onto the screen, I want to welcome everybody to the show. I want to welcome you wherever you're signing in from, wherever you are watching from. Again, make sure you are sending me some love. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you are sharing this video. Make sure you're sharing this podcast and inviting other people to come and watch this broadcast. So, as you all know, the Fuel by Generosity podcast was simply designed as a way to bring our supporters, our fans, our donors, our partners, our well-wishers behind the scenes as to everything that's going on into behind the scenes of Generosity Global, everything that we're doing. We want to make sure that we can engage our followers and bring you closer to the action. And, sometimes people want to know, like, when you make a donation, how does that donation impact lives? Or when you make a donation, what are we currently doing with that donation to make impact happen? So the podcast itself is just basically designed to help answer those questions, to help answer the questions of everything that we are doing here at the organization, both here in America as well as in sub-Saharan Africa. And the other segment of this podcast is also designed to bring people who are doing amazing things around the world or locally and highlight their work. I truly believe that there is power in generosity. That's why we named the podcast Fueled by Generosity. We want to highlight people who are being fueled by the power of generosity to do good, to change lives, to make lives so much better for people around the world. And today's show, we have an amazing guy who is doing just that, who is using his platform to make lives better, to put smiles on people's faces, just living life as a regular guy, but doing great things. So I believe I do have Antonio on right now. And if let's see, I think he should be ready. We have him behind screen, but I think he may be frozen. So I need to get a go ahead from him. All right, so I think he is going on and off, so I'm not going to bring him quite yet. So in the meantime, I just want to see who's signing on, who is logging on, who's watching, who's commenting, who has any questions so far. I want to know how your day's going. I want to know what you are doing. I want to know everything about your life. No, I'm just playing. Generosity Global is truly honored to be able to do what we do in the community. We are truly blessed to be able to impact the lives that we have been able to impact thus far. As you can see, I have my G Shower Squad shirt, and that's the shirt that all of our volunteers as well as our team members wear when we provide our shower services. And I just came back from our shower services. Generosity Shower operates Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And so I was there today. I was there yesterday, providing shower services to people who are experiencing homelessness in Baltimore. And it's been a great summer. It's been a challenging summer. It's been an interesting summer. It's been a summer that has been filled with, the ups and the downs when it comes to the services that we provide. The ups being we see people every day. A story today was just a gentleman who basically had an interview today, and he said, "You guys normally start at 9 o'clock," and it was 9 o'clock, and we were running behind schedule, setting up the shower services. And his interview was at 9:30, so we got the shower services ready at 10 after 9, and he literally got in that shower and in 5 minutes was ready. We had a clean t-shirt for him, and he ran across the street. I think it was a 10-minute walk for him, he said, but he was running, so he didn't miss the interview. So I was very happy. Well, I was sad that we were late, but I was happy that we were able to give him a shower so he smells good and so he looks good, and give him fresh clothes. That way he could go to his interview. And I'm going to follow up with him tomorrow, probably next week. Hopefully he got the job. But that's what we do with Generosity Shower. Really all about creating a space where men and women can have dignity in their lives and feel human about themselves again, and just have this hope about tomorrow, hope about life, and just be encouraged in all they do. So we are excited about that. I think Antonio is back on, and I'm finally gonna bring Antonio Artis online, and we're gonna have this conversation. Hopefully we don't lose him again. Antonio, how are you?
Hey, how you doing this afternoon, Rich?
Doing great. I lost you there for a minute. Everything all right?
Lost but found. Yes, sir. Found my way back.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly, much clearer than before.
Good. Where are you? Looks like you're stashed up in the car. You're probably doing some detailing, and you just took a timeout, huh?
Yeah, busy man, but I was too busy to talk to the people.
Busy man. So I have this show titled today, more than just a car detail. And that's kind of leading into who you are. For those who do not know you, I mean, I've had the honor to know you over the past few years. I think on about 5 years now, or maybe a little bit more. And you're one of the guys that I've just come to respect. Just a simple, everyday guy, average guy. But your heart is what I'm attracted to, and your passion for life, your passion for people, your passion for what you do. But for those who do not know you as much as I know you, please enlighten us. Who is Antonio? Who is Antonio Artis? And give us a background on who you are.
Okay, all right. As you guys know, Antonio Artis. I'm the owner of Dream Auto Detailing and Services LLC. But aside of that, as a person, I'm a caregiving person. As your character, you should definitely represent positivity in the best manner. And growing up, not having the tools that I needed, even though I could have asked for it, being a shy guy, things just didn't happen for me right away. But just pretty much all about the people when it comes down to it. I grew up with 4 brothers and a sister. My mom's side, another 4 brothers.
I think we are losing. Oh, I think we lost him. He was right there telling us about who he is and what he does, and we lost him there for a minute. So hopefully he logs back in, and we can connect. I think he's trying to reconnect. But again, there we go. Antonio, we keep losing you, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is on that note, but we're going to keep pushing. All right.
Just keep pushing. That's it. Just keep pushing. We got people watching, man. I think you're sharing it, and people are watching you. We don't want to keep losing you, man. Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep telling us. Let us know.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, I grew up with quite a big family, and I was quite pretty much in the middle. Loved by both, by everybody, and I don't know. I just had this thing, coming from my mom, just taking care of us and how she just represented us, whether we had gone through a lot of bad times or not. I just looked at that as, something to stand for. So as we grew and we had some challenges, before I went into, I was going to go into college, I had a certain change that I chose to stick with taking care of the family. And as God keeps challenging and making changes in your life, I just chose to take the best steps each time. It's definitely tough. And, now pushing all the way up to 2020, just utilizing that every day and understanding the perspectives and the angles in that, and utilizing that to make sure that not only is my family taken care of, but, we're taking care of the community as well. So
Awesome. So, from what I know and what you shared, you are not only a father, you're a husband, you're a business owner. Tell us about the family. How's the family doing?
family's doing great. First day of school was yesterday. The kids loved it. Um, a
Are
breeze.
they
I'm pretty.
virtual or are they in person?
They're actually online. They're
Online.
online.
Okay.
hmm
So how are
And
you? How are you and the wife balancing that out?
the balance, just like I guess with any other families, it's pretty tough. We have to just mark down, make sure we have each other's back when it comes down to it. Up with them, making sure that the laptops are 100% and that they're understanding what the teacher asked them to do. Pretty much a streamlined, very very simple. Not as many classes, but they're like I said, the kids are excited. We are, and the days have to change in order to balance it out. But we're handling it pretty well, I say.
Nice. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So, let's jump into it, brother. Let's talk about well, let's first talk about Dream Auto Detailing. That's your business, and I've had the privilege of having my car detailed. You know, like a few years back by you, and you did a phenomenal job. And I know quite a few people who are watching today. I've referred them to you, and you've done it. Tell us about the business. How's business?
Thank you, and thank you for your referrals as well. Business actually is doing pretty well. We're staying steady. I say pre-pandemic, everything was going well, and once everything went down in April, and we had to close shop for a little while since we're not, essential. Um, we just kept people we kept our clients intact and let them know that we'll get back as soon as possible. But as soon as our phase 2 opened up, and we were able to touch base and get back to the clientele. The referrals are just as good as before, and it took a lot of focus because I think that the want and the cabin fever that everybody had, and plus the time that people have now, being that they're staying home, has really actually helped us tremendously. And we've been able to sit down with the team week after, week in and week out, day in and day out, and just pretty much put our heads down and get a lot of work done. So it's been a blessing to really bless the team with the amount of referrals we have had come in over the last couple of months. Very proud of that. Proud of that.
Yeah, good stuff, man. I mean, and the thing I like about your business and what you do is you not only provide a service that helps people's like their personal vehicles, but what I like is what you do in integrating your business and community work together. I've seen on multiple posts that you have made, and even through what we do at Generosity Grow, because you have helped activated some campaigns for Generosity Grow. It's like this fusion that you have to not only do business, but also to use your business as a way to serve the community. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I believe that the platform is very important, and it just goes to show that an idea that you have, it goes a long way. If you stick to it, great things will happen. But when you understand that your cup is running over, you have to definitely make sure that the rest of those who are around you are taken care of. So what I do is I definitely put my focus into those, whether on my timeline or just somebody that tells me a story about some help, something that someone who's in need, or there's a donation that's needed, or even somebody that's running along the team that has a necessity, and we think of the best way to give back. So we tie that in, learning from those that you can see on TV, or just like examples from you and how you utilize your range of what you have around you. I say, you know what? We may think of ourselves as somebody small and minute, but we're actually bigger than life itself. If we actually take the time to do so. So, definitely one person uh, uh, putting together their network of of people, um, and just being a voice and moving in action and doing all of the above. If you think it, you can do it. So those thoughts move into action, and I just figured like what, Facebook is one of the best things that has happened to the business itself, and I believe that it can help the people as well. So we tie those two together. We're all real have real problems, or even it's something to celebrate someone. we tie those two together and just make the best of it. So, I tie that into networking and, just being honest, and then we've been able to make differences with, the thoughts and ideas that came together, and definitely proud of that.
I love it, man. Now, I mean, for me, I always want to know, like, I want to get to the heart of it, like, what inspired or what continued to inspire you, and at what age were you inspired to have this heart, this love for the community, for love for humanity, love for people, and how that has grown over the years? Like, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, that inspiration comes from quite a few. Like I said, my mom was a single parent. Um, me meeting the love of my life. My wife, Linnea. Shout out to Linnea. Love you, baby. And
Shout out to her.
yes, but just give thanks where it's due, and just having caring people around me and in my corner, and knowing that even when you're not as confident in something, you can still pull something out of you, and knowing that others can do the same thing for you if you allow them to give you a chance. I think that's where it comes from. So with that, and also, honestly, Rich, over the years that I've known you as well, just I think inspiration, actually, the word inspiration and what people do to inspire inspires me. So when I see folks that are actually out here doing good, I'd rather push you and propel you to do better, and it just drives a fire in me to see those who are doing their greatest to get to a certain level, and having a
Ah, man, he was going into something good. I think we lost him again. Hopefully he signs back up. But I think, again, we're always, for me, I'm always asking and wanting to get to the bottom of, what it is behind people's motivation, what motivates people to get on that fire to do good for the world. So he's back on. Let's connect back again. Go ahead, Antonio. We got to keep.
Okay.
We're gonna make it through, man. We're gonna make it through.
We're definitely gonna make it through. That's right. That's right. Keep grinding, keep pushing.
Yes.
But yes, inspiration, like I said, that is an action, that is a feeling, that is actually a vibe to me as well. So if you're to actually quote what I put on my Facebook line is to inspire, aspire, and retire at age 40. So inspiring is very important, because if we're not inspiring one another, whether it's somebody ahead of you or somebody behind you, then what are we really doing in life? You know what I mean? And then this inspiration can take you in different ways. So I think we should just connect with that and grab it by its horns, and do the best we can with that. So being that I know that every single day I wake up and go to sleep with an opportunity like I've never had before, it really allows us to allow me to take it to the next level. But it takes everybody. I just think, you just got to speak. You just got to be out there. You got to take the initiative and take the chance, and then it'll happen.
Love it. Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Fuel by Generosity podcast. This is your host, Rich Aqua. I am the founder and chief generosity officer for Generosity Global. This show is brought to you by our show sponsor, Vital Hydroalkaline Water. Please make sure you visit their website. They have been our official sponsor, and keep supporting us, getting this show online as we try to get it on podcast. Well, we want to give a shout out to the Vital Hydroalkaline team for all they do. Make sure if you are searching for alkaline water, go out and support them. And every purchase that you make, they do support Generosity Global with a purchase. I do have my bottle here, alkaline. Make sure you get it. So I'm gonna get a drink.
There you go.
Visit
like I need a bottle right now.
And let's get back to Antonio. We are live with Antonio Artis, and we're talking about his give back and his integration of business and community and impacting lives. I noticed over, I think it was sometime in June or July, you made a request for people who were in need. And I think that's you randomly, you do those things like randomly where you are, if there's somebody in need of anything, if it's groceries, if it's food, if it's money, for them to like reach out to you. Can you tell us more about why you do that, and how many lives, and if it's a specific story of somebody that you impacted, we would love to know that. We lost him again. Oh, he is loading or reloading. Okay. We keep losing Antonio. Let's see.
Right here.
Here we go.
On,
All
on,
right.
on.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I heard your question. Yes, sir.
Okay, so go ahead and answer that question. We're trying to fit this in before we lose you for good.
Yes. So what I did back in June was I was actually giving. Let's see, what's his name? There was an opportunity given. My mother-in-law actually told me about a gentleman who he's a coach out here in Columbia, and he actually helps with a few food groups out in Baltimore. So there was two food giveaways, and it would happen every Thursday. I think Wednesday and Thursday throughout the day, and I figure he was connecting with people. He actually not only helps there at the giveaway at the church himself, but when everything's done, there's still thousands of pounds of food and grocery and snacks and everything like that that is left over. And like I said, being an outlet, they reached out to me and asked me if I could help or if we need anything. So I figured I'd reach out to Facebook and just tie that into another resource because I'm pretty sure there's people who are not doing too well right now and can need that help or not know where to look for another resource.
Lost Antonio again. Ah, man. He's having a lot of technical difficulties on his side, and I'm trying to keep this concise with him. However, we're just gonna keep bringing him back on. But one of the things that he does a lot is, as he said, he's an outlet for the community. He's an outlet for people who are in need. And a lot of, if you look at his Facebook page, I think he has about 5,000 followers, and people are always constantly reaching out to him to connect them to resources. We have him back on. There you go, Antonio. I was trying to fill in the gaps. I was trying to fill in the gaps.
Okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But that's pretty much what it comes down to. If there's any type of help, I think now over the last few years, people are understanding that this platform, my Facebook page, and the media is going to help with an outlet to somebody who could have a question answered or a need answered and replied, and those who I've bumped into and been able to work very well with. Just pretty much always just tying those knots so we can all live in a better peace. We all go through different stages in our lives, and we got to make sure that we have each other's back. So Facebook has been important to reach out to as many folks as possible. It's the best way that I know. So we tie those in and make those lists and make those calls and make the connections. That's what it's about, making connections.
Making connection, that's what it's about. And I think, again, we your platform, sometimes you can harness that for good. And I truly believe that people who are paying attention to what you and I do and what others are doing are paying attention because they're looking for a source of inspiration. They're looking for someone who can lead them in one way or another. And you've been a good champion of that. Like, I love the fact that every morning you start the morning with like a positive message, and you're always calling people to tune into the positivity. Like, why is that important to you?
I believe if you can see it, you can be it. But also, if you think it, what you think and what you listen to in the first 15 minutes when you wake up, can pretty much foretell what your day will be like. So it's important to create and generate the positivity right away when you get up because you don't know what's going to happen later. But also, like I said, you write the story to your day. You have the pen. The pen is your brain.
Well, and again, on and off, on and off. I'm telling you guys do better. So talking about a power positivity, positive thoughts in the morning when we wake up. I believe again, you're the first 15 minutes of the day to end the rest of the day. That's the angle that you want, but there's so much power in that. There's so much power in creating a space of positivity to be able to channel your energy to rise up above everything else that's going on. I believe that the positive energy that comes in the morning has the fuel to take you through the day, and has the energy to allow you to do so much more than when you are in a negative state. That's where I believe that's what Antonio shares a lot on his page, and a lot of people who follow him are always reaching out to him because he seems to be a source of inspiration, a source of energy for these people. Welcome back, Antonio.
Thank you. And you're spot on with that. It's about who you have, and even though somebody may not be asking for something in general. It's just being that extra outlet because I've seen so many things from people who've lost somebody in their life to somebody who's gained a new job and position to everything across the board. So when it comes to everything across the board, you just want to take note and be a key. And as long as you can find, I believe in finding a solution to the problem and not being a problem to the solution. And we can all fall short, but as long as you can do your best to salute, things are that much better in life, and people can connect to you. So I feed off of that. I feed off of real energy and real vibes of that people bring towards us, and also want to be that too. So I didn't believe I was the best person as far as confidence and the person in the bigger groups, and I guess I say like the more popular and all that stuff. So this isn't specifically about being popular. It's just about being an actual light and listening to what God is telling me to do and pouring my faith into that. Both at home and both the business, and just being the best while learning about yourself in the whole course. And it's a lifelong thing of growing and understanding. But it's something that has to be.
It keeps cutting off just when it's getting good. Just when it is getting good, we lose Antonio. So we're gonna try to push through this, y'all. I know it's on and off. This is the first everything, and we alive, so we're not editing anything out. What you see is what you get. These are the drawbacks of technology, and hopefully, we'll be able to have him a better connection in the future. If not, I'm going to have to start charging him because I'm filling in his words. So, Antonio, I'm going to start charging
Right.
you for the on and off, man. You may have to make some donations to Generosity Global.
Go ahead and get my tab running. It's a
Yeah,
win-win.
there you go. Good
All
stuff.
right, by the show.
So let me. Do you have like one significant act of kindness, or maybe a few things that you have done that like stood out to you, like where you can share with the audience of like a life being changed or a few lives being changed? Because I see you do a lot of things, and I see a lot of people have been blessed by your existence. Could you share a few things that you have done? I mean, just to like show people like the type of man that you are.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Well, at this moment right now, we have a gentleman that's on our team. Um, he's a great guy, hardworking person named Daniel. Good detailer. I'm sorry, I don't want to say good, no, underwrite him or anything, but he does amazing work. And when he first started with us, um, he came in hungry, wanting a job, wanting a change in life, and not didn't have as much direction as he wanted, but he was willing to push and get there. So this was back in October 2018 when I first met him, and we had a long talk when he first actually pulled up to talk to me about interviewing for the job and everything. So I believe we talked for a good 45 minutes while I was detailing the car, and things clicked. He has 5 children, uh, a lady. Some things were not specifically on the right hand for them. The situation was pretty bad, and they just, I felt like if he was coachable and his learning curve would well, I don't want to say learning curve, but if he was coachable and willing, and showed up that he would be able to pursue Dream Motto, and I would put him on with us. So when we did that, just
Again, I guess I do apologize for what you want to come out. I was hoping that we had a school institute wherever he is, we keep moving him, but we just going to keep rocking, we're gonna keep rolling till we bring this show to a close. We still have a good 20-25 minutes on this show, so I want to make sure that we honor your time as well as give you some good content when it comes to using the power of generosity to do good in this world. One of the things that I know for sure is anybody, whomever you are, wherever you are, everybody has that power, has that opportunity, has that influence to do good, to use the power of generosity to impact lives, no matter how big of a stage you have, no matter how small of a stage you think you may have, no matter what it is. What it is all about your heart, the passion that you have for humanity, the passion that you have for people, to be able to see a need and find solutions to that need. You may not necessarily have all the answers and have all the money in the world, but I believe that when you start, when you spark that flame, when you throw that rock in the lake, there's this ripple that it creates, and that ripple spans out, and others come under that umbrella, under that ripple, and your one single action can create a ripple so large that lives get changed. And that's exactly what Antonio is doing. Welcome back, Antonio. I think he's back. Maybe he's not. Let's wait for him to come back again. He's frozen. So again, as I was saying, it's just all about using your passion for humanity, using your love for people, identifying the needs in the lives of people who are in need. Again, everybody has a different need, and everybody needs to be catered to differently. Sometimes it's not all about, just monetary gifts, but sometimes it's about listening to people and identifying areas in which that they struggle the most. And then now with you having the information on that, bringing it full circle and making a connection that will change a life or two. It may even change your life. I believe that when we are generous with our time, we are generous with our resources, we're not only impacting the life of the recipient, we are also having impact on our lives. We are having impact on our personal lives, and we are inspiring others to go out there, giving them the confidence to go out there and do it. And with everything that Antonio has been doing, and I do apologize once again that the stream has been on and off, because I really feel like the conversation could have been so much, it's great, but it could have been so much better if we didn't have this interruption, because I really wanted him to share all the things, or at least most of the stuff, that so you all get to know this man and not only support him as a business owner, but reach out to him and connect with him and network with him. So welcome back, Antonio. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So let's continue on that story and share that, and hopefully we're not losing you on that. Yeah, just go ahead and talk to us.
Okay. All right.
Like you said, and he is off. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you all so much. For those of you who are tuned in, I do apologize once again. Our guest today is Antonio Artis with Dream Auto Detailing. We have not had a successful time keeping him on the show. Today is really about the work that he does in the community, not only as a business owner. Antonio is the founder and he's the CEO of Dream Auto Detailing. And I think, we caught him in the middle of a job, and so he's trying to log on in an area where service is not the best, service is not strong, and we keep losing. But regardless of that, I am grateful to have you on the show today. I am grateful that you are, tuning in and watching our show and sharing and commenting. Again, if you are watching on my personal page, I think a few people are watching my personal page, and you're leaving a comment. I can't see your comment on our dashboard, so you will have to watch on our YouTube page, as well as the Generosity Global page or the Fuel by Generosity Global page, to be able to, leave a comment so I can see it and I can give you a shout out. And let's keep going. As we said, this show is designed not only to highlight what we do, or not only to bring people closer to the work that we do here at Generosity Global. As you all know, we lead we lead an organization that focuses on three things. We provide access to clean drinking water to people in sub-Saharan Africa. We are working right now in Cameroon, Africa, as well as in Kenya, Africa. And so far, we have been able to bring clean water to nearly 40,000 people in Cameroon. And we are getting ready to launch our first project in Kenya, which is going to bring clean water to nearly 10,000 people there. So it's a bigger project than we have done before. It's going to cost a lot of money. We are excited. Alongside that, with water comes other things that we do, like women initiatives. And, we are working with women in Kisii, Kenya right now to address menstrual hygiene and sanitation and all those things. Here stateside, we focus on providing access to showers to people experiencing homelessness. And as you all know, we have the longest running service program reaching out to the homeless community called Selfless Saturday. And we've been doing that for going on about 10 years straight. That will be maybe 116 consecutive months nonstop that we have been providing food access to people experiencing homelessness in Baltimore City. And so we've been blessed. Everything we've been able to do has been fueled by the power of generosity. All the money that you all have generously donated to us, we do our very best to show you exactly where the money goes. Everything that comes in goes right back out. We try to make sure we deploy the money into the field as fast as possible, as quick as possible, so we can have impact as quick as possible. Because I personally we believe as an organization that, people don't have time to wait, to get the help that they need. It's not for us to take 10 years to answer a question or to solve a problem that can be answered today. It's up to us to get the money, get it to the field as soon as possible, and impact lives and change lives, right there. So that's what we've been doing. And I'm excited to be on this ship. I'm excited to lead this team. I'm excited to lead our organization. It's been a grind, and we're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep building the best organization that we can to make sure that you, our donors, our partners, our sponsors, our supporters, know that your money is well invested and you can have a stake in everything that we do. So I think Antonio is back. Let me bring Antonio back to the screen, and hopefully we can keep him on. Antonio, I see you changed location. Is that better?
Yes, sir. I can actually see you now. Okay. So that's even better. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were not able to see me before?
No, you were paused. It had to be the internet connection, so I just walked up a little further.
My man, always improvising and trying to make life a little bit different, right? So let's go in. We have about 15 minutes left to the show.
Okay.
Let's really again, talk about your personal impact, your personal call to action, your personal desire to want to change lives, mm-hmm. and the power of doing good, and what has that meant to you?
The power of good has been amazing. The background of just being good to people and being good to others, and when you see fit that something is right, you just do right, and the results will show. So, like I said, with that story, decided to just instill in a detailer, and not only just himself, but in his livelihood, so therefore he can make a change, which would therefore, on one other hand, make a change within the company as well. And what I've learned is within cleaning and being an independent contractor, you have to pretty much take on life every day at hand, brand new. You have to go with the weather and the flow, and just understand either the battles or the promises, or and the victories within the day, each day. Nothing, each day is not the same, and we just have to adapt, adjust, and keep on attacking. So within those times, with Daniel, we've had there's been some losses. They lost their home for a while, right in the wintertime, so it was pretty tough. We set up a fund for them and raised some money. They went from not having a home, not having a car, almost, they were without a home for about 2.5 weeks, and then made it into a shelter, fortunately. And I'll just say throughout the course of the last 2 years, 2-3 cars later, and some other struggles, now they're well and into an apartment. But prior to that, this past winter, we had a client from Dream Auto actually bless him and reach out. And how that happened was he was there detailing the car. He wanted, he very, very honest, and wasn't asking for anything, but she asked him if he wanted a plate, and he had a plate of her food, and he said, "This is the best thing I've had all day. Actually, the only thing I've had all day." And
wow.
And shared his story, how he has a big family, just pushed himself to be the best he can be, even though it's pretty tough. And she felt the need to make a move, and she reached out on her Facebook, And she actually, to make a long story short, set up a wonderful Christmas for the entire family. So I actually went live on that on my Facebook, and it was pretty nice. I don't want to share the entire story, but it really, really, really worked out. So all those times um, and need to make a difference. Either, like I said, you're making a difference just by showing up. You know what I mean? So and that's because he kept showing up, he continued to see a gradual change. And right now he's even in a better spot. And I tell him since day one, and 2 months, 6 months in, 8 months in, you're going to look back a year from now and see how far you've come. No matter what. If you're here a year from now, if you can last the winter with us, especially a winter, because winters are tough. Spring, summer, spring. I said spring twice, but each season has a reason, and I can actually teach you each season and how to get how to get through it with Dream Auto, and how to and what that means for us as far as our impact with clientele referrals and how that comes in. So if we set ourselves up well during the wintertime, we don't have to beg in the summer.
Yeah.
But yep.
That's amazing. How's Daniel doing right now? How is he doing?
He's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good. Like I said, he got the kids started too. The kids have started in school online, to say that correctly. He's been working hard. He's definitely dedicated, and his professionalism has stepped up. I'm just speaking the real stuff that he's been through his ups and downs, but he's really pulled through. And if anything, he wants to do this all day, every day. But you definitely got to take a break. But Daniel and his family are definitely hanging in there and trying to move to the next step and just understand what they have right now. So therefore, just stay humble.
That's amazing. And sometimes, again, I believe that when people are in the right place at the right time and do the right things, the blessings come. That
Mhm.
day he's focused on detailing the client's car, and because of the professionalism and the work ethic that you poured into him,
Mhm.
he was able to take it to a level where this client noticed him, asked him if he needed a plate, and he got a plate. And it's just amazing that when you follow the sequence of activity events that happen, that eventually led to like an amazing blessing. But all that starts with you, right? Because you
Yeah.
created the space. And
Yeah.
and for me, the message to the audience sometimes is for us to be ready to create a space where anybody can come in and receive a blessing, right? Because
Right.
sometimes we create this space. The blessing is not necessarily just for us, but it's for others to partake in that blessing, for others to
Yeah.
partake, to be welcome to that table and eat from that table, right? It's like,
Right.
sometimes our hustle is not just for us to eat, but for others to eat from it. And
Yeah.
through the power of generosity, through the power of doing good, through the power of making connection, through the power of bringing people together, through the power of serving people. See, we miss sometimes we miss the part when it comes to serving people. It's
Yeah.
all about serving people first, right? Service first. When you serve people with the right heart, when you serve people with the right mind, when you serve people with the right thought, when you serve people with the right intent, right?
Right.
Everything else flows from there.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
something? Do you agree with that?
No, I completely agree with that. And having that servant attitude, you actually find yourself doing more than you think, and and your abilities actually are raised. So you'll be surprised what you find out when you don't have to hit rock bottom to understand how far you can go up. If you're already up, just keep going. And I think that's just being generous and pushing to help that next person. I understood that eventually the name of my company had to change to Dream Auto and something else other than ARA, which is my initials. I realized at that point that it was not about me anymore, and we have to take it to the community and everybody else. So let's represent everyone that flows through and make some type of change. So it's really been opportunity, a blessing to be able to have this type of I'd say just success in its own. Don't take it lightly, because I know we have a bigger eye on us each and every year, and you have to be ready for what comes next, and have to grow as a person itself. Outside of just serving, but personal development is definitely key, because everything changes. From ages and stages in life. You have to keep on evolving. So that's I think key right now, is making sure that we continue to evolve and become the best you, no matter how hard it is. And I feel it. The clients sometimes feel it with us. The guys do too, and we're just like one big family. Each and every day, we can talk to each other just about anything. and be upfront, because without that, we can't win together, you know?
I mean, I agree with that. If I'm not mistaken, in the past, you've also done things for like schools and supported schools and like with students and teachers. Can you talk more on that? Like your involvement with Howard County Public Schools?
Howard County Public Schools. Oh, yes, yes. So we have done career days. I've actually signed up to do career day and go into multiple schools in Howard County, including one outside of Howard County, and speak to the students on, entrepreneurship and, having what it takes to run a business, but just keep it key with them. It's kind of funny understanding that there's some certain grades or just areas that may not understand what a car detail is. So having fun with that, writing on the chalkboard, okay, on a scale of one, not scale, but a list of 1 to 10, what do we use to clean cars? And it's quite interesting and very very cool to go from third grade and fifth grade talking about Ferraris and nice cars to like kindergarten saying the rainbow car and the purple one. What do you use to clean cars with? Oh, your hands, a cell phone. And, it just really helps stretch your mind, but really just know that um, reaching back, and it definitely helps you stay grounded to know that, they not only they need us, but you just come so far. And career days are definitely important because it's really you taking a break out of your timing to say, you care and you want them to succeed in all that they do, no matter the age that they are, and they count. And it was pretty awesome getting the emails and letters that the kids have written, and not only that, going into the alumni day back into the school I graduated from, speaking to the teachers and motivating the kids. It actually went from talking about entrepreneurship to pretty much motivation, and adding on an extra class or two in the morning to step in and say, hey, these kids, they 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 want that refocus and they just need that grit sometimes. And you go in there and just do what you have to do. So that right there, back when we had that unfortunate flood back in 2018, I know 16 as well, but in 18 we were actually called upon Howard County to come out and take care of quite a few vans while they were helping with old Ellicott City. So um, it just every time that we help and do one more thing, it just inspires me to do more for that because it just opens your eyes to everything and every person out there that may go through something or not have anything go on and happen in life, and all of a sudden you're just struck with catastrophe. So it just all that drives me every day.
Yeah, what does it mean? I mean, you mentioned about, like with these young kids and teaching, like what does it mean to you to see a young man or a young woman that you speak to, like, I love the name of your company, like allow them to dream, like, what does that mean to you to give them that opportunity in life to make their lives better, to give them a direction in life? Like, what is it, like, what is the personal fulfillment that you get?
Oh, I mean, it really hits the heart. Growing up, I didn't really ask for too much help and didn't have the resources. And to be able to get to where I am now, in case some people did not know, I did fail out of 11th grade and 12th grade English, and I actually had to go to summer school on both occasions. And I was told by the assistant principal when I was um, there for the last graduation rehearsal that I wasn't supposed to be there, and that hit hard, So he
Wow.
he actually pointed me out and said, "You're not
Don't you
supposed to
love
be
those
here."
speakers?
I'm just like, yeah, the toxic, people exist. They really do. So, I want to stay away from that. I walked to my English teacher. She told me I didn't pass and I had to take the longest walk home. Um, but I didn't think that, years down the road, I would have this type of uh, position like that. I had belief, but, part of that was honestly taken from me when that happened that day. And I'm sorry, I'm getting like, a little shaken up by that right now. But I mean, it's real. It's a case of like bullying. You know what I mean? And I just, I don't take that stuff lightly. So to go back in there and to teach every single kid that has crossed me, and we've high fived each other and teachers had a good time, is to really honestly tell them deep down in their heart, what they think of right now, because we lose track, and we honestly do. When you're 6 and 7 years old, you want to be a firefighter, you want to be a doctor, you really want to be somebody, and you have the means to. And it's funny how, we as parents tell each one of them that you can do anything and everything. And then as life hits you, when you grow, you feel like, you can only do about 30% of that, and you need that push and that edge, So to get out here and have the desire, the ability, and also living in Howard County is a blessing too. I did grow up and not so good of a, but I'm just saying, like, we came out of it, and being just like instilling in them every day, no matter what we can do, a high five, a smile, every single time we go into those classrooms or pass a child, you know, all that means the world to them. So just keep their world lit. You know what I mean? And that's what I take out of that. So it's pretty much like you're going out there setting your own promise, and it's not exactly a guarantee, but probably even still right now, remember a teacher or two from elementary and middle school, right? Somebody that's probably made an impact, and you don't realize that until you actually have kids. You know what I mean? So that's how important it is. And I think of that. I think about how they think even now, and the year that we are now, and how we can make that true difference. And the difference happens. And for an example, I went back to a neighborhood after. I'm sorry, I'm holding the screen. I went to a neighborhood right after one of the career days, 2 months later, and one of the kids actually remembered me. She stepped out of the house and said, "Hey, you're the guy from which school was it? I'm trying to remember which school it was, but she remembered that I was there right there from the career day, and it definitely made me feel happy to know that we're striving and he's out here doing what he's supposed to do. One of them actually tried to get me to call their parents to have them detail the car and stuff. I'm like, I can't do that stuff. Not in the school, I can't give you my number. But yes, it really pushes them and to know that there's more than hope. Just keep pushing that. I hope that I see them each year, every other year, and whether you see them or not, somehow just leave a message and make sure it sticks and it's deep, and it goes with them forever. So
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I believe I'm a firm believer that things come back around in full circle. Like when you put good out there, it comes back, and I'm sure you've experienced. And if you have a story to share, like I know you're always taking this good vibe, this good energy. When we were doing the All Is Well brand, you had all these
yeah,
wristbands of positivity that you took from
yeah.
me and not to like clients, and you're always spreading this positivity. Can you tell us of an instance where you have been personally blessed by a client, just because of what you have done for them or done, what they have noticed for, do you have any stories of a blessing that you personally received because of what you believe you did for others?
Yes, actually I do, and I'm actually standing right in the area. But there was a year, I would roughly say 4 years ago, just started doing some power washing, and that was the first year I stepped into that service and that industry. Within the month and a half of starting with power washing, I had the power wash returned to me by my brother, and somebody had actually taken it off my step probably within an hour and a half. And I came back home. Wife had told me, she said, "Hey, did you take your washer?" I'm like, "No." Came back and it was gone. So I was honestly livid. I was definitely upset. Here I am growing a company and trying to just do the best you can, and somebody's always trying to knock you down.
Hmm.
Right in front of my own home, and what are we going to do? So I reached. I didn't reach out. I was about to say the wrong thing, but I was just down and out because of something like that happened. And it's so close, and that's the family security. How do we feel? It just took a piece of me. There was a client that I've known for, I would say, a year and about a year and a half, by the name of Mike, and Mike Thurns. Matter of fact, shout out to Mike Thurns. Hopefully he's watching. Uh,
That's what's
we had
up.
done some work for him, and took care of his BMW. Actually, it was a Honda Pilot and another car, I think a Dodge Magnum. So he had saw the post, and not knowing, he actually given me a call the next morning. So I had other people reach out to me. There was actually a couple other friends that had reached out and said, "Hey, I have a power washer. I have this, I have that. You can pick it up." And I did pick up one or two of them. I went to a job that I had to do the next day, and that's another thing that kind of bothered me. I'm like, man, I got work to do tomorrow. What's going to happen now? How am I going to, recoup from this? And the day's going in the morning. I get a call from him, and he said, "Hey, Tony, where you at? Do you have time to meet up? I want to talk to you." Actually, he gave me the call the night before. That's what happened. He said, "I'm going over to a client's house, and we're cleaning up shop and everything. I think there's a power washer back there, and if it's still there and it's nice and set and everything, it's yours." So he called me, and we made an appointment to meet. I actually stopped the job for a moment, went out to him in Alaka City. He's a realtor, and I walk in. He's like, "Hey, hey, Tony, is that my favorite detailer?" I was like, "Hey, what's going on, Mike?" So we start talking, and he's just we're talking on, and he grabbed his keys, and we're walking outside, and he's like, yeah, man, he's telling me the story about the power wash and all that. And while he's doing that, we exit the door and walk outside, and we walk, I think, towards a separate car. But he actually, what he did was he walked me towards a different area, and he hit the button, and the trunk lifted up at another car. And he said, pretty much, he was like, here's your power washer. And it was
Nice.
a brand new power washer from Home
Wow.
Depot,
Wow.
spanking new, $400. What he told me was, his story was that he actually went to Home Depot,
Wow.
and he talked to the manager, the one close by, and
Hmm.
he told him this story.
I remember that story.
Yeah, that was powerful. So he went out to Sykesville, and they actually fed in on it, and they decided to go half on him on the power wash, and we were blessed. Dream Auto was blessed. The family was blessed. He's still a client to this day. So
Man,
thank you.
man, that right there is straight up, good karma, brother. And
Mhm.
you've been putting out so much good stuff, for as long as I've known you, and your clients are blessed to have you serve them, because I see how hard you grind, and I see how hard you get involved in the community.
Mhm.
Tell us about Dream Auto, and how can people get in touch with you? How can people reach you? What services you provide, and
Okay.
all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Dream Auto Detailing is actually an acronym, DAD, because I'm a proud father. That's Dad. Okay. So Dream Auto Detailing, we are based in Howard County. We actually travel. We're mobile. We would travel throughout DC, Maryland, Virginia. Our phone number is 443-467-4363. You can reach us right here, either on my page, or go to Dream Auto Detailing on Facebook as well, and send us a PM. You can get in touch with us. The services that we offer are auto detailing services, the washing, waxing, ceramic coating, shampooing, extracting, um, power washing, homes, decks. We actually seal them as well. We do grout cleaning for your house, and we also do carpet and upholstery cleaning for homes and businesses as well. So if you need us, feel free to reach out pretty much any time of the day. If I can't get back to you right away through the call, please definitely make sure you leave a message on the phone, text, or like I said, reach out to one of the pages. And our Instagram is at Dream Auto Detailing LLC. Okay, we would
Man,
love to help you out.
you were ready for that right there, man. I was like, woo. Get him, Antonio. You got 30 seconds. You went in. But I love the fact that you know your business, and the fact that, when people use your services, they not only, get somebody who's good, but also hiring somebody who is giving back to the community at the level at which you're doing. This show is literally coming to an end, because we're up on time. But as we wrap up this show, people have been listening to us for the past 57 minutes, 58 minutes now.
Mhm.
And I always want to know, like, the people, most of the time, the people that I'm bringing up here are just your average, ordinary, regular day, everyday person. Not like millionaires, or celebrities per se. Whatever it is, like, not a lot of clout, but just regular.
Right.
Because I really believe that the regular man, the regular woman, has the power to do so much, but
Yes,
sometimes
you do.
they need this big platform, a lot of money, to
Mhm.
do stuff, or a lot of connections. But that's not the case. People who have been listening to us for the past 58 minutes and 30 seconds, and are wondering how they too can get started, doing good and impacting the community, and changing lives. Like, what word of advice, what word of wisdom, what takeaway, what call to action do you have for them? So that way they themselves can go out there and be a blessing to our community, and be a blessing to our world.
Okay. I would say that, as our pastor told us, and we both go to Bridgeway, shout out to Dr. Anderson, that he had actually mentioned to us before that God allows, aligns, and assigns different people in your life at different times.
Mm,
But when you start with yourself, it takes a lot. It takes courage, whether you're introvert, whether you're extrovert. But when you get started, it's probably the toughest thing you can ever do, is actually get started. I
mm,
think the number, the age I was 26, I would say, between, yeah, I was about to say 25, 26 years old when I started to really believe in myself. Some people, it happens prior to that, some people after that. But like I said, your learning curve, you just want to take that and run with it. In order to get started, you honestly just have to wake up, get that idea, written down. And even though you may not touch it for a month or two, a year or 5 years, it's going to eventually, you have to keep watering it. So whether you're putting a droplet on there or you're pouring a lot and you're dousing it and you're wondering why, it's too much, you're trying to figure it out. So you're trying to figure yourself out. And it's a constant experiment, of just gathering it together and making sure you can do the best you can. So before I was introduced to Facebook with, all of this love and referrals and everything like that, I remember a long time ago before this it was ever known of Dream Autos, just a bucket and actually a couple borrowed buckets, um, put together and $20 to help somebody clean their car. There was half of the people that believed in me, and there was the other half that just did not believe, that $20 was going to do anything. So you have to continue to drive yourself. Your self-talk is everything. It's everything. Is everything. If your self-talk is not the best, I'd say definitely get into motivation or maybe a faith-based speaking that's online, because everything out here is just about free now, and there's no holds barred. You can look up something all day, all night, and be that I'm constantly cleaning up some vehicles. There's nothing but time for yourself to learn. But if you're just getting started, I want to say to start and do not stop. The average I think amount of time it takes for somebody to possibly fail out is 2 years or so. But that, as they say with the airplane, it takes 50% of its fuel from an airplane itself just to lift off. Okay, so it's going to take half of your energy. Okay, and some people they'll rock it off in their first 6 days, 60 days, or a year, but don't worry about the next person. When I was coming up, there was definitely people that I was inspired by, but also because I wasn't there when they were, and I still know some of these people to this day, I had my own sense of jealousy because, it could happen, but why isn't it? So I would question them, I would question God, I would question a lot of things. But if we leave things in question, then you're pretty much still stagnant, you're not going anywhere. So I'd say just really focus on, I guess, what does, as we say, inspire you. You may have to be a little more generous in the beginning or so. And you also have to be, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? You have to be courageous, and you have to understand you have to understand that there's going to be failures and you're going to lose even when you're successful, even when you're getting to a certain peak, a certain height. You're still going to have issues. You look at McDonald's, same deal happened. I'm pretty sure there's been fights in there and all that stuff and bad talk, but people are still going to those areas that are still taking care of them. Like I said, you create a certain rapport with yourself over time. It's just amazing what it can come out to with the right focus. I'll be 35 this year, and if I would have told you 17 years ago, 15 years ago, on my day one, that something like this would happen, to me it would just sound like a dream and something that somebody else has. And when you're going across somebody that has what you want, like I said, just I would say take it with a grain of salt. Still love them. Still be humble with them. Still congratulate them, because at the end of the day, at one point, you're going to actually get to that position in your life where you're in that same spot, and you're either going to want that same love that somebody's giving them. And it's not to say I want it, I need it as something like you're begging, you're grasping for, like, this is why I need the attention. You don't need the attention. But if you're doing right by your business or whatever you're starting up, and you're doing right by the people, and you're understanding them, um, and trying to understand ways to market, and you got to fail forward. If I could say anything, just like to fail forward. You'll succeed within your failures, and you actually continue to get better. But you gotta fail forward. I love Will Smith, man. He says, "Fail forward, fail fast, fail often." You know, and you gotta really, you have to really do that. So take business is personal, but you have to be humble. Create your system. I believe in the three S's, which is system, service, and satisfaction. And like I said, just go to sleep wanting, wake up wanting, and don't be afraid to ask for help, even if you feel like it may be too much, or you can do it. You can do it yourself. No, I'm always learning. I'm always looking up a video or so, and trying to learn. Even if it's from one of the details on the team, I'm still learning from them. You know what I mean? But just learn your way through. Start when you get that business started. I don't want to see you stop. I don't want to see you stop. And pretty much, please know, now that we're on Facebook Live, that we have your back, that we're pushing for you, and that you can do it. And I've seen people on the timeline propel and get to a different stage just because they stick with it. And those who I used to that I actually pushed forward to strive and be like, now to know there's people striving to be like myself. It just takes, God, effort, family, and everything that comes along with it. So I definitely thank my family and love my wife to death, for just, having my corner, because, without her and without, the family wouldn't be anything at all. And you just really need to do that. You have to stick to it. I don't see excuses, because you can either make money or excuses. You can't do both. And if those excuses start to override your money, then you obviously have a problem. But they can't be fixed. You know what I mean? So there's times in your life that you're going to go through. Just make sure that you get through those times, because it's a season, just like summer, spring, winter, and fall. It's a season. There's a reason for it, and you just keep going on. If you got to crawl, if you got to walk, if you got to run, just keep it up. Rich, I do want to definitely say before we end this that part of my aspiration and inspiration does come from you, because when the All Is Well brand actually came to us through Mitchell, shout out to Mitchell Goldstein, who does an awesome job at pretty much everything he does.
Yeah.
But shout out to Mitchell. He introduced us to you and to the All Is Well brand, and I just noticed that when we start wearing the shirts every day to think, think positive, all is well, and passing out the wristbands, it was actually for that purpose, because it actually started to push what I had inside me that I wanted people to really see that I may not have been able to show in confidence or say. It helped my inner me become my outer me, and I wasn't like this, years ago.
Wow.
But I just really wanted people to see that. So All Is Well is really more than just a brand in 3 letters. And I'm not just saying this to try to sell or anything like that. I am a brand ambassador, but the community of things that you guys represent and what you guys do is just like, what, I'm going to emulate that and put something that we could do within Dream Auto Detailing, either whether we have to connect with you until things get better, or just stay in connection anyway, because you know what, at the end of the day, there's always a need somewhere, some way, somehow, and being that light for somebody who needs that. We've purposely made donations and detailing tie-ins together to create more relationships and actually help save horses. You know what I mean? We help with autism. There's so many things we help with. But I believe once you catch on to that, just like a new job or a new game, once it clicks, it's like you get it, boom. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, why are you going to stop when you first start? You know what I mean? So don't.
Love it.
But that's it.
Love it, Antonio, man. You gave us a deep closing right there, man. I thank you for sharing that and definitely encouraging our listeners, our viewers, for those who are getting started, if it's in business endeavor or just, giving back or doing good. Again, I think the most important thing, like you said, like I personally say, is just get started, put one after the other, make no excuses, keep going. As I say it every day, on my personal page. And I end every statement with keep going, because that's what it takes to keep going no matter what. But Antonio, I thank you for this last hour. Thank you for joining us. We had some interruptions in the show. However,
we made it.
We made it, bro. And then life is all about pivoting and switching positions, getting out of the car and standing under that tree canopy. And we got you doing a clear signal. But overall, Antonio, thank you for all that you do in the community. Thank you for your heart, for humanity. Thank you for using the power of generosity to do good. Thank you for blessing so many lives. And I'm definitely grateful that I have you on the show. And we would definitely continue to see your progress and continue to let us know all the things that you're doing. All right.
Thank you. And leave you guys with that acronym. Okay, there's an acronym for FAITH, and FAITH stands for Forward All Issues to Heaven. Okay,
right.
Forward All Issues to Heaven. Make sure he's the one. All right.
Signing off, and then I'm gonna sign off with everybody 1 second. So I want to thank everybody else. Thank you all so much for joining in today. Thank you all for watching our show. Thank you for watching Antonio. Make sure you do follow him and do support him and reach out to him if you are in need. And for everybody who has been following the show since the very first day, I believe this is show number 10. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for your love. I hope you are getting some content from this Fuel by Generosity podcast. And My goal is that, you are being inspired, that no matter what level you are in life, no matter how much success you have attained or lack, maybe a platform or no platform, money, financial, whatever it is, my goal, my desire is that you are inspired by our guests. You are inspired by me, to want to reach out and do good in your local community. And I am always looking for people to bring on this show to expose their work, to expose what they're doing. Do not be shy. I believe that there is power in generosity, and generosity is very, very contagious. Like, we should make it a goal to make this a more generous world, because I believe that when you are generous, I'm generous, and we are collectively generous, we have the ability and the power to change lives on a very, very large scale. So I thank you all so much for watching today's show. I thank you all so much for liking, for subscribing to our YouTube channel, for subscribing on our Facebook page, and for sharing this show. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you all next week on the show with another amazing guest who I am excited to have a conversation with. But for now, thank you all so much. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing Wednesday and an amazing end of the week. All right. Remember, we are always fueled by Generosity Global, and we are